I planted this in the beginning of November. It's spinach and beets and pak choi and broccoli raab. Been covered with this little hoop arrangement with row cover, and you can't really see it right now, but there's a cord going into it with Christmas tree light rope, zigzag back and forth under the ground about 12 to 18 inches down. This section over here I planted quite a bit before that, and there is nothing coming up, but this one has had the row cover on it and has the and it has the advantage of being next to the house, but it had no heat coil underneath it. So even though that doesn't put out very much heat, the ground traps it quite well, and it has been growing in cold and wet weather, and the last few days have been down into the 20s at night, and it hasn't frozen. It's not growing as fast as it would in the spring, but it is still growing. So anyway, I wanted to see for the really cold weather whether it would help to have the plastic over it also. The row cover allows rain to get in, and so I've been opting for row cover rather than plastic. When it gets really cold, the row cover doesn't offer as much protection, and especially not as much protection from the wind. The wind does somewhat go through it. It doesn't get beat up by the wind as much as plastic does, and it doesn't provide as much retaining of the warmth, but it does let the moisture in. Anyway, it's gotten pretty cold, so the cold is more of a variable, so I'm doing like 2 layers of insulation, better wind stoppage, less water, but I think that's less critical, and I can open it up whenever I want to. Also, the row cover doesn't allow as much sunlight, and with both of these on there, it's getting even less sunlight, but I'm thinking right now that's a little less of a variable than the cold wind, so I have both of them on, and I can open it up to whatever level I want to. Anyway, that's one of my latest insanity experiments. And there it is, all buttoned up against the cold.